Erev Tov. We're starting Parashat Shmot, which means names. So I did a little bit of research on a topic that interests me, kind of interests me. I think about it. Surnames, like last names, the origins of last names. When did it start? When did we start using last names? And when did Jews start using them? And what are some of the origins of some common Jewish surnames? So I just, Wikipedia looked up surnames, and it says some are occupational, like Smith and Baker. Others can be linked to a place, like Hill or Green. Others are patronymic, which means they enshrine the father's name, like Jackson, the son of Jack, or Jenkinson. And others describe the original bearer, like Brown, short, or thin. Although short may stand for a tall person, like opposite. So how far back does it go? So in China, they say surnames have been the norm since at least the 2nd century BCE. But I saw there's all kinds of different dating, the Roman Empire, the Middle Ages. So for Ashkenazic Jews, that's what we're going to talk about. It's as early as the 17th century. They did not, but most did not take the names, and most did not, around that time. But they didn't take the names; they were compelled to do so. In the Austria-Hungarian Empire in 1787, and ended in Russia in 1844. The process of assuming surnames. In the beginning, they resisted, but after a while they took it on, and then when they wanted to become more embraced by the surrounding cultures, they embraced the last names even more. The last names were forced upon them because the authorities wanted them to have last names that could be taxed, drafted, and educated. So that was the purpose for that. Okay, so here are... So originally, there wasn't such thing as last names. We talk about Avram Avinu and Moshe Rabbeinu, but that wasn't their last name. Okay, Sarah Imenu, that's not their last name. And so Moshe Rabbeinu, it's Moshe our rabbi. It wasn't his last name, the Rabbeinu family. It wasn't such a thing. Okay, but it was in the Torah. It's Moshe ben Amram, right? The son of. So here are so this is a nice little key to understanding different last names. When we go by the name of the mother or the father. So in Yiddish or German, son will be denoted by son or zun or Okay, so a lot of times you have a last name that ends with son or zon or er at the end. And in Slavic languages like Polish or Russian, it would be witch or witz, because that means son. So that can explain a lot of last names. For instance, Mendelssohn, son of Mendel. Abramson or Avramovich. Menashe would be Manischewitz. Okay, so Kessel is Kessler. Okay, so this is children of these people, and it can also go by the mother. So I just found a few that I think might be relevant. Edelman is the husband of Edel. Okay, Goldman or Golden may be derived from Golda. Perlman from the husband of Pearl. So that's a few origins. Now it can go by places. This is interesting. So our friend Rabbi Mintz is from Mainz. Hollander, not from Holland, but from a town Lithuanian settled by the Dutch. Horowitz or Hurwitz. Gurwitz is from Horowice in Bohemia. You knew that? Okay. Yeah. Prager is from Prague. Rappaport from Porto, Italy. So it's interesting. You can go by locations. Shapiro is from Speyer, I guess, Germany. Speyer, is that how you pronounce that? Okay. Now, this also goes by occupation. So you can have Katzoff or Metzger or Fleischer, which is a butcher. Farber, which is a painter. Silverstein, which is a jeweler. So it can go by occupation. You go by personal traits. This is interesting. So Ehrlich, what does that mean? Ehrlich. What does that mean? I know Ehrlich, a person. A good person, yeah. So it's last name Ehrlich is honest. So maybe someone I'm a pretty honest person. Well, I'll choose that name. I don't know. There's also Gottlieb. What do you think that means? What? So what's God? God, a God lover, perhaps. Someone who's very devout. So they saw themselves as very devout. Maybe other people call them very devout. You have Rothman. What's that? So they wrote here a redhead. I don't know. So every Rothman all came from this one descendant who was a redhead. I don't know. Springer, a lively person from the Yiddish springen is jump. Anyway, so there's a few other, just one last thing. There's like some roots that people use and they combine it with different things. So, balm is a tree. So you have applebaum, Rosenbaum. Exactly. Blumen is flower. Rose and rose, shine is pretty. A berg is a hill or mountain. Bloom is flower. Zweig, which is like Rosenzweig, is a wreath. Blatt is leaf. Rosenblatt, leaf. And wall is woods. And feld is field. So it's interesting to think about the origins of names. In the Torah, it says like when you call somebody a name, it reflects their essence. I'm not sure if this is the exact same thing, but it is interesting to try to figure out like where the names came from and perhaps understand like some of our ancestry in that way.